interesting to see some of the work of the artists that I've known over the years. Hello, my name is Carmella Loftis and I am a painter. You know, I have a lot inside me that I'd like to share with other people, but also just for my own internal peace of mind and feeling of accomplishment. So I'm motivated by just things that I find, I think, motivate me. Pieces of wood that I found. I think I look at it and I think, maybe I can do something with this. I think being a painter sometimes is really hard to be creative, and so sometimes I'm just really not that motivated, but I know there's something in me that tells me I need to do that. Otherwise I'll be crazy, more than I already am. I use whatever paints I can find around the house, and I also use whatever materials I find, like for my actual canvas, whatever I find attractive. I've used a lot of different materials. Sometimes I like really thick paint, sometimes I like really thin paint. A lot of my work comes from photographs that I've seen or things that really stir me inside, that I get a connection with, that I feel like, wow, that's a really incredible photograph that tells a story. My process has not been overly complicated, it's just been something that I'm drawn to, or other artists' work, and especially like my husband's work, I think, and all the artists that are in this show. It just makes me want to do more. There are so many talented artists, and my process is a whole lot of things. I try to be less obsessive about it and more easily, just put it on, a piece of wood and be done. But my process is kind of long, and I go over things, and it has to be a certain way, and so a lot of it's obsessive. But in the end, I always feel like I want it to convey something, I want it to say something, and so that process takes a while for me. Obviously I love my husband's work most of all. I think he's just an incredible artist. Or just, Ricky Rex and Donna Collins and, Anthony Harrell, who used to come down to the gallery and who's no longer with us. There's just so many. I just don't know what to say. I just feel like there's so many that aren't even here. I come from a family of artists. All my siblings are artists. My grandmother was an artist. But when I look around and I think of the opportunity, like right now, this opportunity right now for me, I feel is just such a gift. I owe it to so many people to be here, because there's just so many other people that are so much more deserving in a way, that have worked so much harder. And well, my background is in public relations and advertising. I actually went to Grand Valley and got a degree. I have 5 children that I raised, and during that time I came to Grand Valley and got my degree. And I drove out here sometimes twice a day to get my night classes, my day classes. And so that's what I thought my career was going to be in, and I ended up being in 2 different nonprofits that I worked for, and my career in nonprofit was like 12 years. And then I was down the street from the gallery and I met Reb, and he brought me a box of paints and a piece of wood and said, have at it. And so I did. It just started from there. And as it's progressed, I think my work has taken on more of a story. I like to tell a story in it. And so it's been a kind of an interesting journey to get where I am at now. Well, it began with the photo, because this is actually a real photo right here of the slaves carrying around this woman. And she's actually not that happy being carried by the slaves either, so there's a little thing about the woman in there. I think women were put in a position, too, of being in places they didn't actually want to be. And so from there, I was like, well, with all the other things happening in the world today, and people don't understand, including me, we just don't understand what it's been like. All the years of slavery, I just don't understand, and so I really want to. And Neil Young had done that great song. They took some heat for it because they thought that he was being too hard on Southern man. He was being too hard on them. So he kind of did a little bit of an apology, but then when you fast forward today, Southern man was exactly what it says, But then you have the Statue of Liberty, and you have the Statue of Freedom, and it just is so contradictory to what we really stand for. So down here is all the dead bodies that are in the basement. No one's paying attention to what's buried beneath, No one's, it's like our country is built on bones of Native Americans and slaves. They're trying to get out. They're trying to get out of the basement, and we're always saying, America, the great place, welcome to America. But we have to recognize at some point that we're all responsible for being aware of what's been here before us and how it all has played a part for where we're at, and that we don't understand, and we need to educate, we need to teach our children of, this is what's in the basement. I'm drawn to, just telling a story, if I can, about, I guess, injustice, and to be more tolerant. I don't understand. I really don't understand what it was like to have an entire nation wiped out, to have the government come after you and want to kill you. The only Indian was a dead Indian. I think that was one of the political leaders at that time said. I mean, how would that feel? And so, or being a slave and being attacked and being separated. So I guess it's just inside me for some reason that I've drawn to images like that. We have to educate, I think, educate our children, our grandchildren. Yeah, we've worked together a lot on different things. I always have to remember who's in charge. I try to remind him who's in charge. It's always him, not me. It's been a really incredible experience for me. I feel really fortunate to have met a lot of artists and worked with artists, because I never really saw myself as an artist. Maybe a little bit of an artist, even today. I'm a little bit of an artist, or I have a lot of other things in my life, my grandchildren, my children. Or living with Reb has been a really incredible experience to watch him work and to see how he's, worked over the years, and how many people he's inspired and how many people he has helped, including me. It's just a balance, and it's taken a lot of years to, appreciate it as much as I do now, and to see some of the things that we've done and he's done, and just to be my own artist now, I am my own artist now. Oh my God, that says it all. That's kind of, and that was the very first piece that we ever did together. So I did the beadwork and Reb did the bulls, and I was into doing Spanish at the time. But, you know, so obviously they're bulls and they're in love, and